This is why you know some women that are in their 40s, believe it or not, and they have like a whole second marriage, whole second family. Instance, the women that are online pandering all day, they probably aren't getting a lot of men. The men that are online simping, looking at women that pander and saying, oh my gosh, she's a dream woman. Those are probably the men that go to the strip clubs and think that strippers love them. You guys get what I'm saying? You being 31, talking about the wall indicates you've already hit the wall. I recommend giving your life to Christ and changing your ways. Okay.
If I was bitches, I'd hate me a lot. Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood.
Welcome back to my channel. My last video got a lot of feedback. I'm actually surprised and actually shocked. Kind of not shocked because I feel like this topic always gets a lot of heat, and I know why, but we're just gonna get straight into it, okay? Hitting the wall. I put the wall does not exist. It is a myth. Mind you, like, first let's just talk about it. Majority of the comments that I have are from men. Okay, that is not shocking to me. We're gonna explain why. We're gonna get into all of this. But first, I'm gonna just kind of respond to some of the comments that people are leaving because I think it's so necessary. And it's actually pretty interesting. As long as people are not disrespectful, I appreciate it. I'm happy to see that the YouTube community is live. Y'all are out there. Y'all are real people. Y'all are not bots. I love that. Believe it or not, I really do love it. There was a couple comments that I had to just delete because it was just a bit rude. But again, like, I'm so ecstatic to see that YouTube is live in action. So I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to respond to some of the comments. Oh, here we go. I would recommend watching Kevin Samuels, The Wall Comes for All, some earlier than others. Everyone should live their life the way they want, but understand the choices they make dictates their outcome of their future. Just don't make the choices you think you might regret in the future. So, okay, this comment was very interesting because I actually like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels also said a lot more. He said he told men a lot of things. He told them to keep their finances, up to par so that they would never be in lack. He told women to stop sleeping around so much, so that the dating market just wouldn't be at a pitfall. And a lot of times I get feedback from people that match that demographic. This woman just divorced and she's on her second marriage, third marriage. Like, they'll say that the woman is evil and devious for doing it, but what do you think attracts that woman to be able to have a second, third marriage, second, third family? It is a womb. Women are different than men, and I think sometimes we should be more honest as to why that is. Like, women have something that's called a womb. It's going to be magnetic. Men always want to reproduce with women for as long as they can reproduce. This is why you know some women that are in their 40s, believe it or not, and they have like a whole second marriage, whole second family. Now, am I saying that that's the goal? No, I don't think that's the goal for any woman. But what I am saying is that you're always going to be better off making a decision that is more beneficial to you or more in alignment with you at 35 as opposed to 23. Then let's just say you rushed into something you didn't want to do. You rushed into a marriage, you rushed into being a mother. That creates more trauma for the child because the woman's not ready. Y'all wonder why some of these women are like such bad mothers, don't have their son prepared for life, creating all these traumatic family dynamics. Same with men, why they leave their family sometimes. Like, traumatic experiences, in my opinion, are created by people that are just not ready to really produce or create a family. Mind you, everybody that has a child, I do believe that the divine process works differently for everybody. So I'm not anti-family. If I was anti-family, I wouldn't be talking about getting married at a certain point or having kids. I want both of those things. But what I'm saying is, at 32, because I'm not 31, I just don't believe that is something that I needed to rush into. And again, now that I'm 32, I genuinely see that I want those things for me, but I did not see it before. I don't know why people are so people don't really like to see certain women's true experiences if they go out of a certain narrative. I guess I was supposed to be like, oh, I'm just so happy to do this. I'm so happy. No, like, I wasn't I wasn't ecstatic to do that at a young age. I'm so sorry. Like, that was not my dream. Said when you're on top of the world between 28 and 32 years of age, good luck in the future. Well, thank you, because I plan to always keep myself up. See, the thing about law of attraction, and this is why people say it's not about looks. Well, it's about the inner work that you do for yourself. This is why I say by the time you're 30, 31, you will start to notice that people just stop working on themselves, not just physically, mentally, sexually, socially, psychologically. They stop working on themselves. I can tell you, and this is a fact, especially for those of you that believe in metaphysics, believe in law of attraction. This is why I like to just keep everything logical and talk about it from a law of attraction standpoint. For instance, the women that are online pandering all day, they probably aren't getting a lot of men. The men that are online simping, looking at women that pander and saying, oh my gosh, she's a dream woman. Those are probably the men that go to the strip clubs and think that strippers love them. You guys get what I'm saying? I like to use that logical perspective and say to myself, okay, based on the way that people talk, maybe like some of the people in the comments feel like they're going to hit a wall. That's completely fine. And I completely understand that reality. I do. But if it does not match other people's, you can't be mad because they know where they're going and maybe you just don't know where you're going. I'm sorry. The more you keep yourself up, you're just going to always attract the best. You just are. It's metaphysical. It's science. It's fact. These are just the facts, y'all. I know people don't want to believe this. Don't apologize for being selfish. You are not family oriented, and that's fine. Men will notice and act accordingly. If I wasn't family oriented, I wouldn't be talking about having a family, y'all. There was a lot. Anyway, there was a lot. Let's just put it this way. The things that a lot of women romanticize, the rich man, the man that's gonna do this, the B-list celebrity. I had access to all of those men, shut them down. Like, this is why I feel like I can give this advice, because everything that people romanticize, I have had access to, saw what it was behind the scenes, didn't want it. You guys get what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, no. If I did not want a family, I wouldn't say that I did. Telling women is you're better off picking to do that for the right one instead of just settling down, rushing it. If you end up being a baby mama, they're gonna say you should have chose better. If you end up having a family that goes awry, you just end up having a kid, oh, you're still a baby mother. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, no matter what situation you end up in, you're going to be judged by society regardless. So I think the best outcome is to do what you actually want and be judged by that. Shocking, I know, shocking, but that's just the truth. In my opinion, that's what you should do. Why would you do what society wants you to do? I think respectfully, women should understand that men, they won't have options, and the wall has more to do with competing with someone 10 years younger in terms of time and investment. Okay. Well, maybe if I lived in more of a lack, I would be concerned about, oh my God, if he meets this woman that's 10 years younger. I just don't. Like, my life has never consisted of having to worry about things like that because I know who I am. However, for people that talk like this, I just feel like it's a projection. This is not an insult, but it's like, I would love to see who that person is physically, mentally, psychologically, and it would probably make sense as to why they feel like they're going to hit a wall. I just don't feel like that has to happen for everybody. I don't. I feel like life continues to go on and on and on. And if you take care of yourself, it just keeps going. If you bring respect, support, and affection while maintaining your appearance and holding down the body count when you have a chance at a relationship, time will always tell the truth. And reality is the wall is undefeated. Okay. Great comment. Men don't care about a body count. These men is out here propping up whores. And y'all can look at my celibacy video. Y'all will understand why I have such a chip on my shoulder about promiscuous women that sit online and pander all day. I just think it's so distasteful. I really do. And the same with the men that talk about how much they appreciate the family dynamic, but they're whoring around. Y'all, majority of the people that have all of these like things to say about hitting a wall and all this stuff, they've been ran through. They haven't been in a lot of relationships. The pick-me's, a lot of them have not been in relationships. That's why they speak from a place of lack. When you've been in a relationship for real, you're gonna bring all of those things to a man: time, attention, affection, femininity, all these type of stuff that I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. A lot of hoes, rebranded hoes, men and women alike, they don't understand that because they've never been in real ass relationships. Like, all that stuff comes naturally when you have common synastry with a person, believe it or not. And yeah, men don't care about body count because a lot of the pick-me's online that they hype up to a high degree, body counts in the skyrocket millions. Another thing, when people always try to say that insult about this is feminism. No, feminism After you get past all the stuff that it did to the black family, feminism is indoctrination of promiscuity to the highest degree. All the people online that pander, including the pick-me's, body count skyrocket millions, okay? They did not help the black family. A lot of them are perpetual side chicks, mistresses, and a lot of the men, the black alpha men, not black alpha, I'm sorry, just alpha men in general, side chicks, side dudes, body count skyrocket millions. This is why a lot of people do not take y'all seriously. Boom. And I will just interject and say that when you start to act and feel like it is over for you, you start to create that reality. The type of options that you have, they start to go down. So again, I go back to law of attraction and I say to women, do not be out here like you're running out of time. That's going to turn you into a promiscuous woman like a lot of these pick-me's. Yes, that's the truth. And I'm not trying to be funny because this channel is about to raise all women's self-esteem, okay? But like when you start to feel lack, you just start moving in crazy ass ways that a lot of these people online are not going to talk about the truth about how certain things are manifesting. Like, no, that male-centered energy, it translates to being promiscuous as hell. So when I get in my pick-me-sha bag, make yourself a little bit more selective by not feeling like you're in lack, by not feeling like everything is a rush. You don't have to do anything in rushing. You don't have to date and screw around. You don't have to do anything. You can just be yourself, and the more time and effort you put into yourself is actually going to reflect the value of men that you attract. And I will say that that's what women have to be, aware of. You're not going to attract the highest value men if you're out here acting like a pygmy, acting in lag, acting like a hoe. No, it's not going to happen for you. Does that make sense? That's the harshest thing I can say to women. Act like you're valuable and you will get that. Act like you're not valuable and you will start to see that reflected everywhere. You being 31, talking about the wall indicates you've already hit the wall. I recommend giving your life to Christ and changing your ways. Okay, I'm not going to get into religion this video. Another video for another time. But no, I'm making this video because I know that a lot of young women look up to me, and a lot of young women probably wonder like, oh, why is she not married? Why does she have kids? This is my honest to God truth. And I know a lot of men want to wonder that. A lot of men want to know that about me as well. So that's why I'm making this video, just to let people know I don't... Y'all, I'm not lacking. I'm not. Keep thinking this and playing games while other ethnic groups move up family-wise. Well, other ethnic groups are also paying a little bit more attention to finances and building wealth, okay? We're not going to do that with the 1940s brigade that's talking about, oh, we want to just go back and, turn into milk churners and all this type of stuff and just be at home. And, oh, we don't care about what a woman does. Well, you guys are not in the tax bracket to talk like that. So you're going to have to start caring about what a woman does to build wealth. Y'all know she's lying. Advocating for women to wait until 40 to consider marriage is why we would never regain our prosperity as a group. When did I say that? Show me where I said women waiting till 40 till marriage. Is not in the position to be able to settle down at 40. You're not going to sit there and convince them that they can't settle down at 40. You're just going to be like, oh, she won't settle down at 40. Whatever, you'll just let it go. You get it? Law of attraction. But when people try to make it seem, oh, women can't do that, they actually feel like women can. Does that make sense? That's the best way I could put it. If y'all don't understand psychology and how to look past what somebody says versus what they think, then please like and subscribe to my channel, because we're gonna teach you how to do that. Promise you. Promise. Being honest, I actually do feel like body count matters when it comes to men and women. I really do. I'll make a separate video about that. But again, this is why, again, in your 20s, 30s, whatever, do not date as if you're in lack. Do not date as if you're running out of time. You're gonna sleep with too many men. Why do y'all think I made that video about how feminists and pick-me's are some of the most promiscuous demographic, but they act like they're separate from each other. They act like they're on both different like spectrums, but see, the male centeredness cause women to be very promiscuous. This is something the pick-me's don't want to talk about, but bro, they're hoes. They are. A lot of them are hoes. A lot of the alpha men are hoes. They just are. So if you want to have value, like, look, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but stop sleeping around with so many damn people. Literally, when I get in my pick-me-sha bag, I say, be a little bit more selective when your husband comes around, because y'all make the world too small and then get online and talk about weird stuff like how a woman is dressed. Well, what about your bodies? What did Candy say? Legs and hips and bodies. Pick-me's got a lot of bodies, ladies. And again, or if y'all say, well, why would Jael care about it? Because y'all talk about surface level things like how women dress all day. And then the men, the alpha men, talk about body count, but they be passed around too. Like, and we'll do another video on that in general, because I really feel like people are pushing me towards like the sex coach route, or to talk about sex more. I've had sex projected onto me, and y'all, I've never slept around, never had a whole phase, none of that. Thank y'all so much for the comments, because again, you know what? I'm so excited because I did not realize YouTube was such a live community, has so many people on there. Like, I'm gonna have to start making more videos like this, because you know what I feel like a lot of men need? I feel like y'all need to understand law of attraction. You know, we're going to help some of y'all to get out of this lack mindset. Y'all, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of women giving me pushback on this video. A lot of women were like, whew, I'm glad you said this, because I've just been feeling like I'm 27, 28. I'm being rushed, da da da. Women, y'all have a lot of good years. You do. I'm telling you. Oh, and then the last thing I want to say, some men were commenting, and I actually deleted the comment because it was just so rude, so you're not going to be able to find it, but it said something along the lines of like, your looks have nothing to do with it. First of all, hitting the wall, the biggest implication of hitting the wall means that women start to go down in their looks. This is what I was responding to when I said I'm happy with how I look at 30 as opposed to 20. The women understood that, because quite literally they act like you're supposed to be more attractive in your 20s, and that's when you have youth and da-da-da. I hate how I looked in my 20s. I hated everything about everything in my 20s. I met this I have to say one last thing. I met this 80-year-old woman a long time ago when I was driving Lyft, and she was beautiful, like dressed fly from head to toe. Y'all, she was probably like 75, 80. And she told me, basically, the men never stop chasing you. She was like, the women never stop hating, never stop throwing lies on you. Long story short, she basically made it seem like if you keep yourself up, like, life never necessarily changes. We all get older, but the game is still a game. Life is still life. I hate that phrase, the game is still the game, but y'all, I swear to God, like, we get older, but things do not change as much as you think, especially if you keep yourself up, which is deeper than just your physical appearance. I love to flex on people that think it's just your physical appearance. No. Some of y'all are not smart. Some of you don't like to work on your social skills. Some of you don't like to focus on your psychology. So you think everything that is happening on a surface level is what it is. And you're just green as hell, what the kids are saying nowadays. I feel like some of you need to stop living in lack, or it's going to turn y'all into just shells of what you could be, and very promiscuous. Pandora is very promiscuous. I don't like y'all.